beautiful morning. A couple of minutes late, had to get a couple of technical snafus worked through, but we did. And here we are. And this is Coffee Talk. Rise and shine, my friends. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a great Friday morning. The weather is beautiful. It's a little cool outside. We're waking up to temperatures in the 40s and 50s. It is a beautiful, beautiful start to the day. Temperatures today are going to continue to look great with the skies nearly clear. Watch how these readings go. We're going to be up to about 72 by lunchtime today. We'll be to 77 degrees this afternoon. So yes, it's going to be a gorgeous, gorgeous forecast. I hope you're going to have a great day ahead. It's going to be one of those days where we have to make it the best. We really, really are going to want to make it just the best we possibly can. I hope you're having a great day. So that said, good morning to you, my friends. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Listen, in addition to just doing the standard coffee talk thing, okay, in addition to that, what I want to do is I want to get us over and I want to have a little bit of a special presentation today, okay? So this weekend is Spark STEM Fest over at the Orlando Science Center. And what I want to do is I want to introduce you to somebody that brings a really wonderful, wonderful version of magic, okay? So his name is Jason Latimer, and he is a magician by trade. But what's super neat is that he's not just a magician, right? What he does is he takes the science and combines the magic with the science. We had talked about this. We had talked about this before, and I had mentioned to you that I was going to have him on Coffee Talk today. So, yes, I see Nautilus over on YouTube is asking, are we going to have a Coffee Talk drive-through? And the answer is yes. So, today's going to be the first time since I've gotten into the Monday through Friday morning show. Today's going to be the first time that we are going to run a Coffee Talk drive-through. So, we're going to see how this goes. Of course, in recording this, it ended up getting split into two video files. So we're gonna play the first video file, and then we're gonna play the second video file. But anyway, I want to introduce you to Jason Latimer. So take a watch. All right, hi everybody. So very special Coffee Talk drive-through edition, because this is called Coffee Talk.
Oh.
So we have somebody very special here in studio. This is Jason Latimer. And if I told everybody to do a Google search on you, but for those that did not do homework, tell us about who you are, Jason.
Well, I think the easiest way to explain it is I'm a scientist who won the World Championships of Magic.
Yeah, okay.
I studied applied science to be the best magician I could possibly be, physics, mathematics, game theory, and then I ended up winning the World Championships of Magic, and I had a blast. I built some amazing new effects, but it wasn't really what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so I decided to move into the education space to redesign science experiments to inspire kids to ask questions about how things work. So the idea was, could I hybrid science and magic and inspire curiosity and wonder rather than try to trick or fool somebody?
See, I think that's what's so special. So I met you last year when you came to the Orlando Science Center, and we're going to talk about why you're here in a minute. But I was completely blown away, not just in what you did on the stage, but who you are, because of that desire to not keep the curtain up, but rather to throw the curtain away and to challenge children and adults alike to really use curiosity.
Thank you. Because it didn't start off that way.
Yeah.
It started off with how sneaky could I be? How many tricks could I have up my sleeve?
Right.
And I actually didn't want to take away from the magic by saying I engineered this or I designed this or I studied chemistry or physics.
Right.
And then one day I realized, if you just point out, I don't have any superpowers.
Yeah.
I'm okay with saying I don't have any. I checked.
Right.
I checked. I've checked. I've tried, and I've learned that it's more inspiring and helpful for kids to realize that they could ask questions that could do exactly what I'm doing, and their questions could be better than the questions I asked.
Right.
And they could do it. And so when people say "Is this how you do it?" And I go, "Yes," and they go, "Is that how you did it?" I'm like, "No." but if you come up with any idea of how a science trick or a science experiment or an illusion works,
right.
there's no reason why your idea couldn't be better than my idea,
Sure.
or the same idea. But that thought process is how you find new cures, new technologies, new innovations. It's when you believe your question is different than the question that has been asked before you.
Well, and you see that in science today. Like the low-hanging fruit is what Elon Musk has done with rocket reusability. Now, just the idea of landing a booster and reusing it wasn't that long ago. That's impossible.
Right.
Well, how can we make it possible?
Exactly.
Right.
Like I try to remind everybody. In fact, in this show, this show that's coming this week, it's different than last year.
Okay.
And this show talks about what I call likely versus less likely. So science isn't really about science isn't there to tell us what can and can't happen.
Right.
That's a misconception.
Yeah.
Science is there to tell us what is likely versus less likely, given what we've learned so far.
Right. That being the key. That being the key.
Right. Yeah. And so the idea behind it is like we thought flight was impossible at first,
right?
And then through questions, we found out about lift, and then we thought about sustained flight, and then now flight is possible for all of us. And so it became more likely with the more information we knew.
Right.
And so the idea behind it is you can make something go from impossible or possible or impossible to possible by simply asking more questions and simply saying, what would make this more likely?
Right.
And so that's really what impossible science is about. It's like, how far can you go with your sense of wonder or curiosity?
I love that. So you brought some things. So let's do this.
Yeah,
let's come over here.
So
the anchor desk here.
I'm gonna grab it. First one is like, what's the difference between science and magic? And for me, it's always about here. Go ahead and place that there.
Okay.
So the difference between science and magic is the difference in perspective.
Yeah.
And the reason why I point that out, and the reason why I'm covering this, is to point out one thing. So like right now, you see 4 suits, and if I slowly rotate it around, they turn back into circles.
Oh yeah.
If I have circles, I can turn around the suits. Now, this isn't a magic trick. This is a mathematical equation. It was actually solved by Kokichi Sugihara, a friend of mine who was actually on the Impossible Science show.
Yeah.
And he figured out that any 2D shape, like a circle, could be any other 2D shape with some limitation. So the best way to explain it is if you look at stars, you go outside and you point out stars like that. Let's say 4 stars that make a square.
Right.
It's very possible that those 4 stars don't make a square from any other point of view.
Oh, sure.
Makes sense?
Yeah, absolutely. It's all about perspective.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's only a square from this point of view.
Right.
But that's also true for a triangle.
Yeah.
It's also true for a circle.
Right.
And so if you can make a square from one point of view, and if you can make infinite amount of ways to make a square and an infinite amount of ways to make a circle, there will be an equation where circle equals a square.
Sure. Right.
And so on this one, we just took the circles and we just did the equation that would actually solve it for the 4 different shapes.
It's the perspective.
So it looks like a magic trick,
right?
But it's really just mathematics in action.
Yeah.
Just like this one.
He's got a bag of tricks over here.
Oh yeah, I got this one. This isn't. By the way, these aren't even in the show. The show is way more advanced.
It totally is.
So there's 2 different types of impossible science. There's impossible science that you could do at home, and then there's impossible science, the stuff I'm working on right now, which is what's at the Science Center, like walking through a solid pane of glass. I brought a 4-foot by 7-foot plate glass mirror. People are invited to come up and check it out. And I tell everybody at the very beginning, I will walk through the center of this plate glass mirror. And I want you to figure it out. Because if you figure it out, that means you can see beyond the impossible.
Right.
You know there must be a solution.
Sure.
And if you ask questions, you will figure it out. Just like every cure, just like every innovation.
Right.
You have to believe in something before it happens, and you have to ask the questions to make it possible.
And I also love you answer the questions. I mean, I remember being at the shows last year at the Science Center. You were there talking to people. You have full transparency.
There's a very high chance you might see what we call magic, and that's usually a difference in perspective.
Right.
Like I might see science, you might see magic. And if you tell me the illusion that you like, I will tell you the field of science to study to figure it out.
Right.
Because I may not tell you exactly what questions I asked.
That's okay.
But I will tell you, if you like walking through a plate glass mirror, you should study engineering.
Yeah.
And if you want to make an object float, this is my latest. This is from the Impossible Science Kit. This is a levitation wand.
Okay.
All right. Oh, probably reads better that way.
Yep.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
It's the official levitation wand.
But if I touch this mylar string, we can get it to float.
Yeah.
So this, now, if you didn't understand it, it would look like magic.
Right.
Except this is really just a static charge. This is a handheld Van de Graaff, and you can make objects float here.
Yeah, look at that.
Now that mylar has the same charge as the wand, and because it has the same charge, they repel. That's how you get the levitation. And so.
And it's science.
And it's science. Now that is when you understand it, it makes science.
Yes.
So let's take it up one more notch here. Here, this is a bowl, and it's gonna be a little hard. We're gonna scoot this back to the wide shot here, and I'm gonna we'll get a little bit lower. You're gonna be down here with me.
Oh, we're gonna be down here.
No, you are gonna be down here.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
All right, I want you to place your hands over the bowl like this.
Hands over the bowl.
And if you would, I'm gonna pour these pitchers of water through your hands. If you can give it. Yeah, just to make sure we get the right angle on this. We're gonna have a little bit of help. All right, Eric,
you can just look at the screen, Jeff, to make sure that you get. Yeah, we've got Jeff. Jeff's going to help us out here. So hold it right there. That way you can get whatever the angle
and
is.
Pause for edit and misdirection.
Yeah, there's none of that. Okay.
All right, I'm going to pour these pitchers of water through your hands.
Through my hands.
Your job is to make sure there's no pitchers, nothing comes out of the pitchers of water except for water.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Eric, have you ever helped a magician before?
I've not. Well, I'm doing a terrible job.
You're not helping one now. A little bit lower and in the bowl.
Okay.
Keep your fingers open so the water so the water goes through your hands.
I don't know what we're doing. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, nothing but water.
Your job is to make sure there's nothing in the pitcher of water and there's nothing in the bowl. Feel around inside the bowl. Make sure there's nothing in the fluid or water.
Yeah, no,
I'll get you a towel so we can clean up the mess.
The anchors are going to want. Okay, genuinely just water.
Now I want you to grab that side and this side, like on the bowl, like this. Lift straight up. Anything underneath the bowl?
Okay. No.
Okay.
Nothing.
All right. Here, you wipe, and then
all right,
and then I'll wipe off this table here.
Sorry, anchors.
All right, so the idea behind this is I want you to dream about the magic of controlling water into a shape.
Right.
Could we roll water into an object? Your first question should be, how strong would surface tension have to be to make a shape?
Right.
After a little bit of studying, you could study chemistry. You could say, how could you increase the surface tension of water? And at roughly 7 to 8 pounds per gallon, what would it take?
What is he doing right now?
What would it take to roll water into?
Do you see this?
There
was nothing in there.
Here, if you would place your hands together, but very gentle. If you pop it, we're both getting wet. Because it's going to ripple. It's going to wobble. Here, if you can get a little bit closer.
Jeff,
you can get a little bit closer. This type of rain.
Okay, Jeff's going to figure it out.
Yeah, we're going to go like this.
There we go. Look at that. I'm holding water.
Now this, it will ripple and it will wobble.
It's water.
But I'll be honest, I had no idea this was possible. There's no magic section at the local Home Depot where you pick up a Blaze Shaping water manual.
No.
Everything I researched said this could never happen. Illusion or not, trick or real. And if you take this ball of water, like this ripple here, if you place your hands back, pull your hands back if you would.
Yeah.
Now this only exists for one reason.
Okay.
Somebody took the time to wonder if it could.
And it just turned it back into water.
So this is the difference between science and magic.
Yeah.
So if you didn't understand what you saw, then it's going to look like magic.
Sure.
If you did understand, if you did not understand, it'll look like magic.
Right.
If you did, it'll look like science.
Yeah.
And the only thing that separates magic from science is a difference in perspective.
Right.
What you think is unlikely versus what you learned so far.
Yeah.
And that's what the whole show's about. So we'll be walking through plate glass mirrors. I'll be bending light. I'll be shaping water. We're going to turn one of you invisible. And that's not going to be a trick. I built an invisibility shield. It turns anybody invisible. It went super viral online. And it's literally a way of using refraction to turn somebody invisible.
Really?
And it's going to happen live.
Here, come over here. Walk over here so we can put this down because I want to ask you some more. Okay. So first off, you making people invisible. So how can people, ahead of going to the Science Center, we're going to talk about the Science Center, how can people learn? Because you have to see Jason's work before you see Jason's work. You have to understand. So where can we find you?
There's Impossible Science on YouTube.
Yes.
Impossible Science with any of the social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. There's a huge community on TikTok with Impossible Science. But really, and then you can also look me up, Jason Latimer.
Yeah.
And you spell my last name L.A. Timer. It's easy to spell.
That's easy enough.
And that's my real last name. But other than that, there's two ways to look at my career.
Yeah.
There's like solely magic Jason, and there's like solely science Jason. Actually, there's three. And then there's solely magic and science Jason. So I spent the first 20 or so years of my life trying to be the best magician I could be, and spent the last 10, 15 years of my life trying to figure out how to be the best scientist I could be. And then I've merged them into Impossible Science. So you'll see a kind of a hybrid of both. But in the end, no superpowers, just curiosity and wonder driving the conversation to what is possible.
I love that. All right, so I have to ask, this weekend, you're going to be at the Orlando Science Center. It's Spark STEM Fest. It's the largest event of the year at the Orlando Science Center. How can anybody go see your show? I've got to bring my kids.
Oh,
again.
well, you can go online and buy tickets at Orlando Science Center, or you can just go to the Orlando Science Center. But I would go quickly and I'd get in line early because I'm going to be running shows back to back, but seating is limited. So you have to get there early, get in line early. I'm also doing the shows at night. There's an after hours.
Science Night Live, right? Yeah. Yes. For adults. That's an adults deal.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be probably bringing in a couple extra illusions for the evening when it can run them a little bit longer. But, you know, I'm going to be cranking out the shows back to back. These are not small magic tricks, by the way. I literally shipped probably a ton of equipment over here. Like literally physically
like a ton of
like physically a ton of equipment over here. And yeah, I'm very excited. We're going to cover engineering, mathematics, technology, and science.
Right.
And we're going to bring them all to life to the difference between what you thought could happen and what is possible. And it's all going to be brought to life through the Spark STEM Fest.
This is genuinely not like, look, my thing in weather is not hyping. Okay. But I will share my opinion when I feel it. Your show blew me away last year.
Thank you.
I'm not blowing smoke. Like, you've got, even if you don't have kids, if you have a science nerddom, bring somebody and share that, because I think it is something, what you do is special. And ever since my children saw you, and there's probably hundreds of thousands of these cases, my kids go onto your YouTube just to watch your tricks that are not tricks at all, but they're rather science experiments. And I think that it's so beautiful what you do. So
thank you.
So thank you so much for what you do. Orlando Science Center, you're going to be there this weekend doing shows. I'm going to be at one of those shows for sure. And you know, what got you into this entire thing? Like you said, magic, but what really sparked that? Let's teach them about you.
Well, I when I was young, I saw a magic show, and it blew my mind. I was on a cruise ship. I saw this woman fly up in the air, and I had been already jumping out of trees with cardboard wings trying to fly. And I saw this person fly up in the air, and I remember looking at my family like, lies. All you've told me are lies. It's totally possible. And I realized instantly I don't know everything.
Yeah.
Like there's something I don't know.
Yeah.
And so I got super curious about how things work. And I started saying, okay, how does a magic trick work?
Right.
Okay, so how does the science behind that magic trick work? And eventually I found myself not necessarily studying a magic trick. I found myself studying, you know, science in general, saying what is possible? How do we know what is ultimately possible? And the reality is we don't.
Right.
We don't know what can and can't happen. All we know is what we've learned so far.
Right.
And so it's a game without a rule book where the right question changes everything.
I love that.
And so the idea behind it was, after I spent a lifetime studying magic tricks to engineer new illusions, I realized I think I'm more passionate about curiosity and wonder than I am about creating a magic trick.
And that was what you got. That was your whole life's thing. I think that's so neat.
Yeah, and it just took that clarity is why I kind of stepped down from the magic community and decided to go into the education space. And now Impossible Science, on especially the West Coast, we have our camps, we have our festivals, we have our shows, we have other magicians, like 12 other magicians now doing magic, each with their own style.
Sure.
And I just couldn't be more honored to be a part of Orlando Spark STEM Fest. It's really a mind-blowing event. Thousands and thousands of people are going to be there, and hopefully we'll see a lot of inspiring questions come out of it.
Jason Latimer, thank you for your time, buddy. So appreciate it. You got to go see it. Jason Latimer. All right, so that's Jason Latimer, you guys. What can I say other than this guy is just wonderful. That's basically the long and short of it. Yeah, it got split up into two clips. Not exactly sure why that happened, but if you are interested in getting a chance to see his shows, I highly, highly encourage you to take the family out to the Orlando Science Center to see him. Spark STEM Fest is their biggest event of the year, and no joke, like genuinely no joke here. He is wonderful. Genuinely no joke. Somebody who said that I was fanboying, because that's true. Bruce said that I was fanboying. Yeah, I was fanboying, because you know why?
listen, I mean, you meet a lot of cool people through the course of your life, right? But he is the kind of person that took this wonderful talent of his and decided, instead of just being, not just being the world champion of magic, right, which is already such an incredible thing, but he's like, no, you know what fills my cup is inspiring. That's cool. And so he, and to see his show, and genuinely to see his show, the tone is, isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? It's magic, just like a good showman, just like a good magician. But he takes it further, because it's like, this is not magic. There are no special, like he said, there's no special powers here. Instead, it's science. I'm using illusions. I'm using the science of the world that we know, and I'm blowing your mind. Not because, say again? Straight to break, roger that. Not because I have special powers, but because science is special powers. So anyway, I'm absolutely going to be taking the kids there and doing that thing. Cole on YouTube says, that's a true teacher educator. It is. And I think that's what I love so much about it. So yeah. Frank's saying that I'm not live on my Facebook. Yeah, while you were watching the taped interview, I was trying to figure that out. I'm on with tech support over there right now to figure it out. My goal will be to post this tape delayed over there eventually, because yeah, the day that I really wanted this to be on my Facebook. All right. We can talk more about, we'll talk more about the weather, and we can talk more about Jason Latimer in a little bit. We just do weather. Of those work groups, and Eric also seeing a lot of sunshine so far. Oh, it's beautiful outside. A little hazy when we look here over towards Spaceship Earth and Epcot. Otherwise, the sun is shining bright. A little cooler, especially in our northern spots. Nearly 20 degrees cooler this morning in Ocala. It's 51 right now in Leesburg, 55 outside in Orlando, and 55 in Palm Bay. So through the day today, we will climb to 72 degrees by about lunchtime and 77 degrees this afternoon. It's going to feel great. It's going to look great. A few showers coming in late Sunday, perhaps lingering through to Monday. And then after that, more sunshine. We've got a great stretch of weather. Just have to navigate that late Sunday stuff. All right. Headlines to me. I think you got it. Jamie Lopez says, Facebook isn't working. Is that a Facebook thing or isolated to me? I don't know. Honestly, I'm with tech support and I don't know what they're doing. Could you please connect? I already did that. Tech support's trying to help me with stuff I already did. That's how you know. That's how you know. All right. 8:30, top of the D block. We'll get to more weather here in a couple seconds, my friends. Just bear with me. You were watching the taped interview. I've been fighting tech support all morning. Diane says, looking better for the 500. Yeah, we're going to look at that for sure. I'll show you the Futurecast. I'll show you all the global models as well. Let's just do this next weather hit real fast. Debbie says, I enjoyed that presentation. Well, and I think we're going to try and start doing more of these taped things where we'll tape an interview for a coffee talk drive-through. Make that work. All right, stand by a second. Well, it's blocking into an international space station right now. Let's see. And a proposal to get tunnels under Universal. Handle Center floors flooding and sinkholes. Also ahead, it's both route for speed weeks from the Craftsman series. Right down that track, get into the speedway. West Sunrise on CW18 starts. Good morning and happy Friday. Thanks for joining us on here. Yeah, Jason, guys, we are getting ready for Valentine's Day. So many activities out and about through Central Florida that comes to a big finish with the Daytona 500 Sunday. And here, officer for us is tracking the potential for Yeah. It is. We just have to kind of really fine tune from model run to model run. But for today, it's also looking wonderful. Stepping out the door, it's a little cooler than yesterday because we don't have that warm blanket of clouds. Lunchtime, 72 degrees, our temperature, 77 by 3 p.m., and then kind of dropping off from there. So it's going to be a nice day. Look at the vehicle assembly building at the Kennedy Space Center. Oh, it is a beautiful clear sky, isn't it? 55 degrees in Orlando, 48 in the Villages, 48 Palm Coast, 54 degrees in Titusville, and 55 in Melbourne. So temperatures are running about 5, 10, 15 degrees cooler than this time yesterday. It's just a noticeable change. But into the afternoon, we climb beautifully. Flagler, Volusia, upper 60s, lower 70s. The rest of us will be mid to upper 70s. And we'll talk more about that forecast when I see it coming up in just a couple of minutes. Now at 8:31, time for a traffic check. Let's get right over to Megan Mackey. All right. You just need to stop the consistent camera adjustments during your recording. Chris, I love the... Thanks for the input. I had no idea what he was doing. Listen, we were doing the best we could. Okay? We're doing the best we could. Ugh. All right, let's see. When you pass someone's attention, let's just call this a learning experience. Hey, we're doing the best we can. Was Facebook not working? What Facebook was not working? So my Facebook is not working. Don't know why. Don't know why. We don't get many great weather days like today. Going to make the most of it with some outdoor gardening and yard work. Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. This is beautiful. Sam says, nice morning, chilly but bright. Definitely chilly but bright. So let's do this, okay? Let's load up our Futurecast because it's been changing kind of with each model run this morning. So let's just roll through time. Here's Saturday. We're looking good now. Sunday. Here's lunchtime Sunday. We've got plenty of clouds over top of us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our Futurecast, each of these runs is looking earlier and earlier. Did you know you look good on YouTube? Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Deborah says, since a lot of our Facebook friends are here, good morning to everyone. Oh, yes. Good morning to everyone watching on the YouTube. Sorry for the technical issues. I don't even know what to say. All right. So Sunday, 5 p.m. Futurecast is throwing in showers in a frustrating note. Right? Watch through time. 6. Oh, nope. Hit the wrong button. So 5, 6, 7 o'clock. The model data showing the rain arriving. Don't do it. Don't do it. 7:30, 8, 9. Yeah, don't do it. So to that point, yeah, it's it's definitely, it was looking better. Now it's not looking as good. At least on our Futurecast model, the fact that our Futurecast is now that said, and I'm not a race fan, so I need your help. If the race starts at 2:30, is that an acceptable time? I don't know. All right. So anyway, we'll be monitoring it. All right. All right. I'm going to go try and figure out this Facebook thing. My apologies, my friends. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I'll see y'all later.